a health professional referred Pamela to us. And basically what had happened, the boiler had been working and then it sort of broke down. It wasn't completely broken, it just needed some repairs on it. And we managed to, we found £500 towards it. It was £595 altogether. So we asked the Shropshire RCC at the time, and they awarded £500. However, there was £95 left. And Telford and Wrekin Council just launched the top up grant. So yeah, Pamela was very kind and said, yeah, I'm happy to sort of be the first one to benefit from it really. So yeah, that sort of sorted out all the costs for her. She didn't have to pay a penny towards it. Um, it took a while to sort it all out because it was a new scheme and just ironing out the creases really. But yeah, she got a boiler repaired and she's been really happy with it, which is fantastic. So yeah,
That's great.
we've done
So
other
was
stuff with Pamela as well. So I'll give you some examples. Like we've also put on the priority services register. She wasn't on that and wasn't aware of it. But you know she has health conditions, like arthritis and stuff. So that's a good thing to be on. And yeah, we've sorted her out with some LED bulbs and low cost measures, things like that as well. So we've been able to help Pamela in quite a few ways, and also made a referral to the disabled facilities grants as well.
excellent. So did you say she was like, obviously from a Telford and Wrekin Council point of view, she was one of the first, if not the first, to get the top up grant?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, the first. Well, in the first batch, if you like. Yeah. So.
Brilliant. And you said she had arthritis as well, Abby. How is that, exacerbated by the cold, those sorts of conditions? And could you tell us a bit about health and homes and how they sort of, how one relates to the other?
Yeah, well, she's had arthritis, and as a result of not having the boiler, she was having to. Obviously, she didn't have hot water, so she was having to boil the kettle all the time to wash up, and you know, it's always difficult like showering and stuff if your boiler's gone. So obviously that was impacting on her. And the thing is, if you don't keep warm enough, especially as you get older, it's even more important. You've got to keep warm to keep your joints and your bones and everything healthy, and prevent, health conditionings worsening. So cold temperatures below sort of 15 degrees, you can start getting at risk of getting high blood pressure, and obviously that can lead to risks of strokes and heart attacks and stuff more. So just keeping to that minimum temperature is so important for people of all ages, but especially when you're vulnerable and you've already got pre-existing health conditions.
Yeah.
So
And I
yeah.
suppose with obviously it being Fuel Poverty Awareness Day this week, it seems like she was like quite worried, obviously, about sort of the winter months and Christmas. So has it sort of helped to put her mind at ease now, obviously, in what, the repair work she's had done and everything?
Yeah, so Pamela wasn't in the position, unfortunately, to pay for the repairs herself. So she was, expecting to be cold this winter, unfortunately. But with, help of the local Shropshire grant and the Telford and Wrekin grant as well, she's been able to have her boiler sorted much sooner than she expected, without having to get into any sort of debt as well, which is usually the other option. So yeah, she's thrilled now to have her boiler back and the hot water's back on and her house is nice and warm. So yeah, it's fantastic.
So, Abby, how would you describe the sort of scale of the fuel poverty issue problem in Telford at the moment? I'm not asking for specific figures, but how you see it at the moment, and how many people out there might be in Pamela's position and, might have a broken boiler but don't know who to turn to. How big is the scale of that, I suppose?
Yeah, don't quote me. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the fuel poverty figure in Telford is around about 9-10%. So, but I would suggest that with what's going on in the current climate, with the energy crisis, the after results of COVID, I'd say that's probably expected to rise. Really, people are finding themselves more and more in fuel poverty, simply because the energy crisis is literally doubling electric and gas rates in some cases. And there's the shortages of funding. I find in Telford particularly, a lot of people need glazing, but it's just not something we're able to provide at this moment in time. Hopefully that will change with future funding. So having the opportunity to access like the top up grant, eco grants, energy company obligation funding, it's really good that people have that opportunity. And Telford also in the last year introduced the flexible eligibility system. So if householders don't receive any benefits, that just gives them that leeway to apply if they're under the threshold for income. So we do a short assessment on income and expenditure and look for any vulnerabilities, such as health conditions, or is there children in the home, or are they elderly, and then they can usually qualify through that way. So it just gives people that extra buffer really if they don't claim any benefits for whatever reasons. So that's opened up a lot of help to other clients as well.
Right. So what would your, putting you on the spot really, but what would your message be to sort of people, particularly perhaps the elderly who have got like health conditions, obviously, who are worried? I mean, is it a case of sort of get in touch and obviously see what you can sort of do for them in terms of the support?
Yeah, definitely. I would advise everyone to ring up because everyone has different requirements and different circumstances, and we take everyone into account. So we'll look at you as the individual, what you need, and how we can address those issues. We can check for what grants you'd qualify for and what help. So even if it's just that you need a few bulbs or some radiator foils just to improve your home's efficiency a little bit, or it could be a lot where you get a new boiler or first time central heating. It could be very, very small or very big measures, but if it can improve your bills and make you warmer and more comfortable in your home, then we've achieved something. So yeah, I'll just advise ringing up or drop us an email or Facebook message, definitely.
Could you, Abby, please tell me a little bit about the LAD scheme that's running in Telford at the moment?
Yeah, so Telford and Wrekin Council have received some funding through the local authority delivery scheme, which is a government initiative to improve energy efficiency in some areas of Telford. The areas that are available for phase 2 are Sutton Hill, and the surrounding areas of Dorley, Dorley Bank, Mallinsley. So if you're in any of those postcodes, we can look at an application for you really. So there's a range of measures from loft insulation, cavity wall insulation, and if your house needs it, we can look at external wall insulation, lots of other things as well. So it's worth just getting an application in, and again we'll tailor it to what your home needs. So there's you don't really have to qualify in terms of income as well, but we will check that for just to see if we can maximize those grants and get you as much help as needed really. So it's worth again just give us a call and we'll check that for you.
There's an online form as well coming, isn't there? So that's another easy way people can apply, and you can just see direct then whether you're eligible straight away, so it's quite handy really, isn't it? So
yeah, that would be really good. Yeah,
brilliant. Thank you so much,
Great.
Abby. Thank you, Chris.